Hello everyone, welcome back to another deck profile here on Lumus TCG channel. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today I'm bringing you my black-based Blackwargreymon deck. So with the new structure decks that have came out, I wanted to kind of go black focused on the deck because I've always wanted to do black focus and I think Blackwargreymon's the best one for it. So let's get into it. You kind of got the general idea. So starting off with our eggs, as you've already seen, we are playing 4 of the BT11 Coromons. So during an opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, and this Digimon's Greymon name, we get to draw a card. So this lets us use blocker a bit, so like if they decide to attack and we block and we've got this egg, we get to draw some cards. And on top of that, it also really synergizes really well with Blackwargreymon's effect of when a Digimon is suspended, delete. So it kind of synergizes really well with that. Hence why we decided to run this as our egg. On to the rookies. For starters, I'm running 2 of the BT8 Agumons. Like I say, we're going black base, so I kind of want to focus on more of the black cards and stuff. This is a card I find that's always been really good for Blackwargreymon, as it's been kind of our end goal. So we get to look at the top 4 when we've on play, we get to look at the top 4, and add a Greymon a name and a Dragonkin. So if amongst them to up 4, if there's only like 2 Blackwargreymons, we get to add both because it is a Greymon and a Dragonkin, so we get to add both. I only play as a 2-of though. It's a very nice card to have. And it's just that little bit of extra search potential, which makes it very nice. We are also running 3 of the new Agumons. So this one can digivolve from any Coromon for 0, but it can digivolve black egg for 0 as well. So during the so it's got the start of main, its actual effect. If your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. It's a very nice card, so you could have it in Raisin, bring it out, gain a memory, and then maybe have that extra memory you need for some plays. It's very nice. And then inheritable effect, all turns, once per turn, when an attack target switch, gain a memory. So once again, synergizes with the blocker, also the innate redirect that Blackwargreymon has. But also with the other mega, we're mostly kind of running in the deck, it works as well. And we'll get to that in a moment. Because it works with Braid and stuff, which kind of gives an idea. Then, best Agumon out there. Ever since this guy came out, he's kind of been a staple in like almost every Greymon deck, just about. So, BT12 Agumon, 4 of it, reveal top 4, add a Greymon, or an Omnimon, and a tie. Ties are just been getting so much better and stuff. Like, ties just don't stop getting better as which inheritable gain 1,000 if it's got Omnimon or Greymon in name. So once again, that's all turns, helps with the whole idea of blockers and stuff to make sure we got them, as well as just to go in on the offensive. Because we are going black focused, I've decided to run the BT11 Agumon x-antibody. So on player, when digivolving, we can add a card with Greymon or x-antibody in its name, as well as a black tamer from our deck to our hand, put the rest of the bottom, so it's top 3. So once again, a bit more search capability, replacing that other Ago X. Heritable is the exact same thing as BT11 Greymon x-antibody, where if this card has Greymon or has only one in name, it'd be bounce, return to tech, anything pretty much got rid of off the field by effect. But x-antibody from the bottom to the bottom of the deck from the line to keep on the field. So if we don't always have access to Greymon X, we have access to this. Top of that, we can digivolve on top of Black Egg for 0, which helps us in case it's our only rookie in hand. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. That way you never miss a thing. On to the champions. We are running 2 of the new structure deck Greymons. Now, I did kind of want to maybe run this as a 4-of because security effect is really good. But it meant I would have to sacrifice on a different Greymon, which will be the next Greymon I'll show. But, pretty good. So digivolve over any Agumon for the cost of 2, as long as it's level 3 Agumon out in name. Over a black for 2. It's a blocker by itself. And like I say, security is you get to play 1 Agumon or 1 tamer card with tie in its name from your hand or trash without paying the cost. So let's get those searches back online, which is very nice. Then inheritable, when an attack target switch, gain a memory all turns. So once again, with the whole idea of blocker. So this is the card I decided to run instead of the other 2 versions of the new structure deck Greymon. 2 BT8 Greymons to make sure we always have access to blocker. Pretty much so I don't always have to rely on tie or things having built-in abilities. This pulls its weight more than you may think it does. If it didn't pull its weight as much as it had, I would easily swap it out for 2 more structure deck Greymons. But this is what it works for me, and it pulls its weight enough to give inheritable blocker. That's the only reason we really run it, is to make sure we've always got blocker. Then we're running 2 of the BT12 Greymons. If we don't have a tie in play, we get to play a tie on Digivolving. Falls over any Agumon in name for the cost of 2. It's very nice. Inheritable, gain 1,000 if Greymon only one's in name. Once again, for the idea of blocking and stuff. I know I kind of rushed through those, but you've seen those often enough, just like these cards. 3 Greymon x-antibodies from BT9. Just the whole balancing of 2 at the same level, and then 1 BT11, because he's too good for his reduced Digivolution cost, even if that's all you're running for, which in this deck is not. Time for the ultimates. So we've gone for a little bit of a toolbox approach kind of thing, like giving myself options really. So for starters, we've got 3 copies of BT12 Metal Greymon. Gives the access to Raid, which obviously triggers that with an attack target switch to gain a memory stuff. Get to play a Tamer. Then gives piercing. Overall very nice. When combined with the Greymon x-antibody, we get to Digivolve for 1. Pretty much, once again, it's solidified almost itself as a staple. Now we are running 1 BT8 Metal Greymon just to give it the option of de-Digivolve and delete. I have considered taking this card out for another BT12 Metal Greymon, or even maybe a Ulterior mode, as every time I seem to play this, it's in situations where I kind of only want the de-Digivolve, I don't really want the delete or something. Because then, like, I've got a plan later that I kind of need that, like, I need that Digimon to raid into, but then I need to Digivolve into this to kind of get to that plan. So, as nice as this card is, it's been very conflicting as of recently for me in my games when I've been playtesting. And Inheritable's very nice though, the ability to attack any unsuspended Digimon. So, kind of like trigger raid ourselves. We are running 2 of the BT11 Metal Greymon x-antibodies. When Digivolving, we can't have our DP reduced, we can't be de-Digivolved, and we get to later Digimon 6,000 DP or less. It's very nice, it costs a 1 on top of any Metal Greymon, or we can just go straight up Digivolve into it. Sometimes, if we don't really care about deletion, because it's the exact same Digivolution cost as the BT8 Metal Greymon, sometimes it just feels like you can just go into this, it's not really that much of a problem. Inheritable, opponent's turn, when the Digimon goes unsuspended, if we have Greymon or Omnimon in name, trash top card upon security. So we sacrifice the whole idea of the BT9 Metal Greymon x-antibody of get that +1 security attack to trash something as at the afterwards, kind of a bit of a safety play. Can be a bit beneficial. But on the subject of BT9 Metal Greymon x-antibody, we are running 1, because like I say, it's a bit of a toolbox, I want the options. So DP increase until the beginning of one's turn, helps with the blocker aspect, we've got a bit of a stronger blocker, +1 security attack, so we still get the whole idea of the Inheritable. Overall, very nice card. Digivolve for 0 as well. On to the Megas. We're running 1 Blackwargreymon from BT8, get rid of those Tamers, those pesky Tamers, as well as maybe some Digimon, and if we use it as a blocker, we block, delete something, he'll stand again so he can block again. Overall, very nice for the deck, and I feel like we need to at least run 1 of it in case we also want to go for the cost of 2 Blackwargreymon on top. But the card we're running more of than that, we're running 2 BT12 Greymon. This guy is just too good. He's like, if this guy could delete Tamers, and then there'd be really no reason to run Blackwar apart from the Digivolve for 2. But we've got Raid, so when we're switching targets, we're going to gain those memories and stuff. When a target is switched, he'll unsuspend, so if he declares blocker, he'll unsuspend. You'll gain Reboot, so you can kind of go a bit offensive and then Reboot as after for a 1 time after Digivolving. Plus an additional 3,000 DP, again, that power increase to help with blocker. Obviously we kind of ignore the cost of 4 requirement, we just go for the black text box of level 5 with Metal Greymon in name for the cost of 3. Overall, kind of helps with the new structure deck cards, because raid and stuff, so we can go offensive, gain memory, or we can go defensive and gain memory. And both have came up. And then obviously, like I say, it's a Blackwargreymon x-antibody deck, so we're running 3 copies of Blackwargreymon x-antibody. Like I say, really helps out. This is kind of the start of the show. So we can use his redirect if we don't have blocker in. If we've got blocker, we can block, then redirect, so he becomes a double blocker, kind of like the other 2, and they can unsuspend. This guy can just go block and redirect. Now, obviously, you can only redirect the highest DP attack, so your opponent can work around that, but it's fine. Then when as opponent's turn, when a Digimon becomes unsuspended, if you've got Blackwargreymon or x-antibody, most of the time it's going to be x-antibody in the line, you get to delete your opponent's Digimon, one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. So once again, synergizing on the Koromon from before, it means we get to draw a card, and then we also give them less options. And Digivolves for 2 on top of a Blackwargreymon, and it's got Reboot inherently as well. So we're always going to be able to block. On to Tamers. 4 of the new structure deck ties. So it's a memory setter, and when an attack target is switched, we can suspend him to draw 1, and one of our Digimon gets 2000 DP. So when we declare raid, we can suspend this to then draw 1, give our raid stronger. Or when we block, we can suspend this because it's all turns, and we can make ourselves stronger. So it's an unknowing DP increase. Then we're also running 3 of the BT12 ties. So on play, give a Digimon's got Agumon or Greymon in name, 1000 DP and blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. And if we were Digivolve into a Greymon or Omnimon, we can suspend to gain a memory. Very basic, very go-to. This tie is very, very good, and I don't see it lose as coming out of play anytime soon. We are running 2 Cool Boys. Bringing this back so we get to search the top 3 cards of the deck, a Digimon card with x-antibody, its traits, and an option card with x-antibody. Let's try and get the double search with a cost of 2, it's very nice. Then when we x-antibody Digivolve, we get to tap it to gain 1, and draw 1. Very basic, people know what Cool Boy do, people call for it to be banned all the time. Onto our option cards. We are running 3 x-antibodies just to try and make sure we see them. With the Cool Boys, the Yogo X's and stuff, there's a good chance we'll probably hit one, and we typically need as x-antibody as well, as we're more likely than not to have this in the line than as Blackwargreymon for Blackwargreymon X's effect. So if we kind of don't see this, Blackwargreymon X most often is not live. Then we are running 2 black memory boosts. Eventually this will get replaced for black training, probably. The black training card. I don't even know what it's called, to be honest. I can't remember like all of them off by heart, but the black training card. I feel like they're kind of so much better, as most of the time, majority of the time, if you're ever popping a memory boost, you're doing it for a Digivolution. So training cards just help with that. On top of that, there's less floodgates overall for reduced Digivolution cost than there is for can't gain memory except by Tamers. So it means you're more likely to have it work than not in a matchup. And being able to grab any card of the color compared to just a Digimon with this. Now, there is an argument to be made where, like, okay, this gets the search for, where training gets the search too. But it's fine, it's going to be personal choice. I mean, I've seen builds that run both memory boosts and training cards, and that's perfectly fine. And to round up the deck, we are running the one of Hades Force. Just in case that give it that one security bomb, in case they hit it. It can be played around though. And on top of that, we get to delete a mass amount of our opponent's board if we have a Mega Run as field, and maybe hopefully survive and get some game going in. So this was our Blackwargreymon X as profile. I hope you liked it. Black based it as well. Red base is probably still the preferred way to go, but I always kind of wanted to do a black focused Greymon deck, and it just really hasn't seemed viable until we've got the structure decks now. So I still feel like the red base is probably the better way to go, but it's nice to actually have something that's a bit more playable. Maybe not on the competitive level, but it's still something that's fun to play. Hope you've all enjoyed this. I'll see you on the next deck profile. Until then, adios.